In our world today, many of us spend long hours sitting either at our offices, at school, or on our phones scrolling. And what I have to tell you is our bodies were never designed to be in a silent and inactive mode or lifestyle. Our bodies were designed or built to be able to move. Yes, and also regular activity. It helps us to improve our health and also protect our general well-being and also improve our mood. So today is our next episode, and I'm privileged to be joined with Sir Turuchi Peter, who is going to be taking us through physical activity. Welcome back to Lamu Podcast Talk Show. Please, let's kick in very fast. For the person who is listening to us, they might hear about physical activity and they take it lightly and they think it is just something that is simple. But today, the person I'm having will help us to understand what is it all about and also take us through the importances of it, or how does it really matter to someone listening to us, the types, and also maybe how often or how long should someone take doing these exercises. So without any further ado, please, Mr. Turuchi Peter, please take us through physical activity. What is it all about?
Thank you very much, Mr. Nyamlangwa David, my very good friend. Not forgetting Mr. Alice behind the camera. Today, like he said, we are discussing about physical exercises. Very many doctors, many medics, I know every day on a daily basis, prescribe physical exercises for every patient we actually meet. But this is the thing that we actually prescribe, but we fail to do ourselves. And then you ask yourself, really, how? You look at the doctor who is telling you to go and do these exercises when he's very, or maybe he's very just weighing like 32 kgs, and you're asking yourself, what really went wrong here? So that is why today we are here to enlighten anyone or to discuss the importance of physical activity. First and foremost, let's first define exercise. What is an exercise? Anyone out there, an exercise is an intentional movement on our body intended to improve our health. An intentional body movement. Why do we say that it has to be intentional? Because when it is not intentional, that means you're going to lack morale to perform that exercise, because you're not seeing the value maybe of doing that exercise. You're not going to coordinate your body, your mind to keep on doing those exercises at a daily basis. That is why we say it has to be intentional. These exercises are very important and paramount. Why do we say they are very important? First and foremost, exercises are heart protective, or they protect our heart. Just like a car engine, you have to service it. And if you don't service it, that means that you are at a risk of one time having a breakdown of your car, maybe along Ginger Road or along Gayaza Road. That is why we say you have to service your heart by doing these exercises. When you are exercising, you improve your blood circulation, which is all conducted by your what? Your heart. It prevents high blood pressure, that is one. It prevents heart diseases. It prevents strokes. And to talk about also lifestyle associated conditions or lifestyle associated diseases, to talk about diabetes, to talk about hypertension itself. So that is why we say these exercises are very important. Why do we say that these exercises actually prevent the development or prevent someone from getting these lifestyle associated conditions? Because when you look at the metabolic triad or the core of the metabolic syndrome, you find that there are two components involved. You have decreased physical exercises, and then maybe you have increased caloric intake. You're eating on a daily basis too much calories. Many people out there, you're consuming too much unprocessed foods, and yet you do not want to exercise. You don't want to exercise. You don't want to take time to burn those calories you're taking on a daily basis. What will happen? That means that the calories will have to skype up. At the end, you're having too much glucose in your blood. You're having too much fat stored maybe around your belly, and then eventually you will develop what we call insulin resistance. And when insulin resistance comes in, you're having too much glucose in your sugar, you will automatically be a diabetic patient, or you will automatically develop diabetes. You have too much fat or central obesity, you are at a risk of having what we call dyslipidemia. And when you have dyslipidemia, that means you have high low lipid density. You have high cholesterol levels. You are at risk of having these metabolic diseases or metabolic disorders. That is why we say you must take it as very important as to do exercises. Another thing, these exercises, they help us to reduce stress. When you are stressed, that means you can't perform your duties as you expected. You don't have enough sleep, or you lack good quality sleep, and you always get angry easily. You may be in a park, you're passing through the tax park, someone accidentally steps on your shoe, and you want to fight from nowhere.
You respond with a blow.
Instead of using that energy to fight, you work it out. Exercise. They will help you to stabilize your mood. And then also, these exercises, they help in bone and muscle strength. Elderly people, women, people always cry of joint pains and back pain. You need these exercises to strengthen your bones and muscles. And not like for women, we all know when you kick into menopause, you have these things coming into your life. You're having maybe reduced bone density out of hormonal imbalances just because you've stopped receiving your periods. That means you are at a risk of having low bone density. What do you have to do to prevent this or to delay the onset of these complications? You need to start your exercises as early as your menarche, so that by the time you reach that age, you already have strong bones and strong muscles. And then for men, I think men, you need these exercises more than you need that sex pill. Because why? When you are having good muscles with enough strength, that means you can be able to sustain that erection for long. Exercising your pelvic floor muscles helps you to sustain your erections. And also, it doesn't also stop there. It enhances the production of our testosterone hormone, which is our sex drive as men.
So you want to tell me that our people out there, our young men who are depending on Penegra, Viagra, you mean exercises could be their option?
Actually, that is the cheapest pill you can ever take. You need exercises more than you need that puturu. Yours, you already think about before you meet that lady. Maybe you gave 20K and you feel like you want her to sweat plasma when you meet her. So please,
Yes.
that the real deal is doing exercises. And then, without forgetting, we need to know that these exercises are very important in weight management. Always out there in our community or even in our facilities, you always receive these patients who ask, doctor, what can I do to reduce this weight? And I'm gaining weight on a daily basis. I have my friends, Alan, Peace, Alice, many of them out there, they're asking me, what can I do? And I want to tell you that by the way, what you need is not only taking that hot lemon water to burn that fat, but you need to accompany it with exercises. Exercises, they are very, very crucial if you want to lose that extra weight. And then, like you said, which type of exercises can a person do easily? You talk to many people and then they are like, I don't have time for exercises. And then you ask, do you need a whole day to do these exercises?
A lot of people are worried about going to gym, and for them it feels like subscribing for that gym every month. They feel like spending that money on going for gym every month. They feel it's overwhelming. And also they are thinking about the equipments to use. So for them it's like a burden. So I think you should shed more light on the types that can be more convenient for them and affordable.
My fellow patients or my fellow people out there, by the way, this video is not intended for only patients. It's intended for everyone. You don't need to hit a gym always that you want to exercise. No, the road is free. The road is there for you. It is free. You can use the road. You can walk. There's what we call brisk walking. You can walk. Another important exercise. You can sweep your compound energetically. That is another form of exercise. But because you people, everyone now, you marry a lady, and the next thing they ask is a maid. And then you're like, what the hell is wrong with this lady? Even sweeping a compound, you want a maid. And then at the end, because this maid is doing all that extra work energetically, she's exercising.
Planned wives.
At the end, the boss dies at 67 and the maid dies at 97. You need these exercises. And then, swimming is another exercise. It is not necessarily hitting the gym. Swimming is another form of exercising. Talk about skipping the rope. Yes, you can skip the rope. It can be homemade rope, or you can buy one from any of these places where they sell these ropes. You buy one, you start exercising. You start skipping that rope on a daily basis. And then there's dancing. Another form of exercising.
Dancing.
Very enjoyable. You find a person, you're able to go to church or you're able to go to a party, and just because you have that big belly, you want to act responsible. Or just because you're a slave queen, you apply 2 kgs of makeup on your face and you feel like it is going to shed off when you dance. Leave that makeup. Stand up, dance. The person is singing in church. You're just there seated. What's wrong with you?
Everyone is dancing in church
dance.
when you're just seated there.
It is another form of exercising. And then, another form of
But
exercise.
you know that on that point, many people believe in miracles. Because of that dancing, someone can receive their miracle. Someone who came with a back pain, because of that shaking of the body, one gets relieved and found it's a miracle which has happened. It is just the exercising which has helped your nerves and your blood vessels to open up, and the pain is relieved.
So you need that dancing more than that word, by the way, that you listen. Trust me. Another form of exercise is digging. Many people don't know that digging is also exercising.
I think that one is for people in the villages.
Yes, I think.
Towns.
Those people in villages, they always complain, now for us we don't have gyms, now for us. No, digging is another form of exercising. To talk about our ancestors. They never had a designated time for exercising.
And for them, they have lived longer. Even if you allow them living, our fathers are still there.
Slow what? Slow digging. Yes, digging counts. And then lastly, for muscle strength and bone strength, you can hit the gym. Pay that 5,000, pay that 10,000, 2K.
Have an instructor.
Have an instructor. Let them show you
The
kind of exercises, yes, and movements to strengthen your muscles and your bones. And believe if you can do that, then trust me, you chase out these things of I'll wake up when the body is paining, or maybe my back is always paining, or my joints are always aching. You chase away all that.
And I tell you the greatest fear that most people have whenever they hit the gym or when they do one day exercise. When they go there and on that first day, they are very energetic, they are having the vibe to go and exercise, so they hit the gym or they make that run on the road. So after that exercising, then on the next morning, they feel like everywhere is aching, the body is paining everywhere. So they feel demoralized, they feel like, man, this is too painful, I can't do it anymore. I'm stopping here. That is the end of exercising.
By now, let me tell you this. You don't have to exercise just like you're going to chase a sieve or that you're in a military school. No, start slow. Start slow. Keep on progressing easily. You get what I'm saying? Because when you start with these exercises at that higher pace, you're going to get demoralized and the next day you're not going to go there. But start slow. Let the body keep asking you for more. Keep progressing slowly. And that's all how we do it. There's no one who has ever maybe been born doing these exercises to that intensity. But because they are training, they keep on moving, they keep on going. Now they are there.
I think the whole point is about consistency. Start. If you decided to start, just start. Then when you've started, make sure that you do it every day. Small but consistent. Start small, start with 5 press-ups, improve. The next day do 10. Keep on improving until you're able to hit 100. And even you'll be able to reach 200 press-ups a day. Like that every day.
And you don't need like maybe 2 hours in a gym. No, you just need, for maybe these adults, you need 30 minutes. 30 minutes are enough for you to exercise, to carry that exercise. And then for teenagers or maybe adolescents, 1 hour is enough for you to exercise. You get it? So as we are concluding, our viewers and our listeners, I want to tell you that exercise is one of the medicines that has no side effects. One of the medicines that has never been out of stock. One of the medicines that are priceless in our medical system. Please, labor to exercise. So David, people out there, let's move these bodies before they refuse to move us.
And what is worrying me most is the rate at which our children nowadays are becoming obese. You find a 6-year-old, a 5-year-old child is having a very fat belly, very fat. And you're wondering, children now they have been in the holidays, now they are soon going back to school. They are always seated on the TV from morning to evening, not even doing when we were in the village, children, we used to play this kagogo, this football, this ball made from banana fibers, from buveras. We would play that ball from morning to evening. But nowadays, children sit in the house from morning to evening, not even doing any work, house chores. And the parents are very comfortable with that. So children also need that. Not only us, the adults, people who have grown up, but also the children need it.
They are always on phone, maybe on tab, TikTok. You understand? And then, yes, we understand there are cases where we know that genetics can also play a role in people having these uncontrolled weights or gaining fat uncontrollably. But when you exercise, sometimes you delay the onset of complications due to these disorders like maybe diabetes or like hypertension and what. You will find people saying that for us in our family, everyone is having diabetes. Yes, it is okay, everyone is having diabetes, but when you exercise, when you know what to do, when you burn those calories that are always stored, instead of being burned, you delay the onset of complications. That is why we advise everyone, regardless of anything, to exercise.
True, true, true. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I believe our listeners have been able to pick something from today's conversation about physical exercise. We call them regular physical exercises. It's not just a one-day thing. It has to be consistent for you to be able to get results out of this. Because according to research, physical activity or movement of our bodies, it doesn't just impact our muscles, but it supports our brain, it supports our heart, and also it improves our emotional well-being. So when you look at all that, we are very correct to say that physical exercise is very, very important for our health. Yes. So without any further conversation, allow me to stop it from here, and also to thank my colleague, Saul Ruche Peter Jr., who has given us this important information about physical exercise. For those who want physiotherapy, please, you can reach out to us as Ulamu Home Doctors. We have these sessions for you. You can always book with us. You're having that back pain, severe back pain. We can always have that time with you to be able to help you with those kinds of exercises as we've shared with you. Yes, until next time, allow me to stop it from here. Have a nice time. Shalom.
Thank you.